Welcome to Thrive and Serve, where we explore how thriving as our most authentic self powerfully amplifies our impact. I'm your host, Colin Scotland, and today we're diving into the topic of why. Why do you do what it is that you do? This powerful question drives all of the change, all of the impact you're looking to make into the world. Let's dive in. When it comes to asking the why question, why do you do what you do? It's quite a complicated question, really, because we are so much more than a single focus. We're not a singularity. We are multidimensional, multifaceted beings. And so the why question often gets lost and confused with other things. And I want to share with you my understanding of those things, those layers, or some of those layers that really dictate how we show up in the world, in this game of business. So when I was in university studying marketing, we learned about wants, needs, and desires. And we were taught about the levels of these things in relation to motivation. If we think about it, everything we do is driven by either thought, energy, or emotional energy. And those things are triggered because we either need something, we want something, or we desire something. And then you can go even further, right? We talk about longing and this sense of this inner calling that we all feel as spiritual beings. And so I just want to explain that hierarchy with you so that you can dive in to what your why truly is. And here's the thing that nobody tells you. Your why isn't something that I say, hey, what's your why? And you tell me, or you do a journal prompt and you write it down and that's your why. Your why, as Viktor Frankl talks about in Man's Search for Meaning, unfolds, it changes, it is relative to the context and the environment that you find yourself in right now. That environment, that context will be different tomorrow. It will be different in a year's time, in 3 years' time, in 5 years' time. You will be completely different. And that is the gift of this journey that we're all on, that we get to evolve, we get to learn, we get to grow, and we get to, as Heraclitus says, never step into the same river twice. Because we're constantly changing, we're constantly evolving. So when we talk about why, and I ask you the question, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? That question is a snapshot. The answer to that question, is a snapshot as to where you are at right now. As we sit and have this conversation together, where are you at right now? What is driving you right now? And if we just look at those different layers of drivers of motivation, then I think that will give you a bit of a picture, a clarity as to how that hierarchy works, okay? So we have this need for things that we have to have, right? So think of a need as something you must have. We need air. We don't want air. We don't desire air. We need it. It's fundamental to our very existence. So a need is something that we have to have. We must have, okay? It's fundamental. In Maslow's hierarchy of needs, this would be like the survival base level things that we have to have. We have to have enough money coming into our bank to pay our bills. That's foundational and fundamental. And other things are built upon this, okay? So when we talk about vision in Thrive and Serve, we work backwards from the desire, from the emotional state. And that's for a very specific reason, because we know that emotional desire and longing and emotional attachment to something is a much bigger driver of behavior. So there is a beautiful saying by Nietzsche that says that he who has a why to live can bear almost any how. It means that when you are emotionally attached to that thing that you say that you desire, that you want, that you need, then if you are emotionally attached to it, you are going to take the steps that get you there, even when it hurts, and it will hurt. That's the reality of the ever-changing existence that we all share. Okay? Still with me? Good, 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 good. So need is something that we must have. A want is something that we want. It's something that we have a wish to either attain or to lose. So to lose something, we want to lose weight, or we want to buy that fancy car, or that new house, or that new monitor, or that new laptop. We want it, right? And so this is like the next level. It's not essential, but it's something that we want. And there is this is the middle ground, right, of wants, where they're things that we want, but we don't necessarily have that emotional attachment that comes with desire. And so that's kind of a loosey-goosey area, right, like a gray area. Stuff that we need, we've got to have. If I put my hand over my mouth and nose right now, I'm going to fight tooth and nail to get that off so I can breathe. I need to breathe. So that is a massive driver of motivation. And then if we think about motivations to act, right, needs are up here, wants dip down, desires come back up again. So desires are things that we have an emotional longing for, an emotional attachment to. We desire to serve people, to help people, to increase our impact, to grow, be the most competent, powerfully skilled person that I can be in service of others, right? So these are some of the things that I desire. So when we explore our why, it's very much rooted in an understanding of these things, because often we get stuck in dreaming big when our needs aren't met. How can we dream about having 10,000 people in our community if I can't pay my gas bill or my electric bill? Our needs aren't met. And so this is what Maslow talks about when he talks about actualization. So the actualization sits atop of the pyramid. When we have our fundamental needs met, then we can begin to actualize. And so there is a dance here between needs, wants, and desires. And the way that we really hone in on our why and our vision and the thing that we're looking to bring forth into our lives and into the lives of those people that we serve is we bring ourselves into an emotional, energetic space where we are vibrating. Sounds woo-woo, right? Where we are vibrating on the level of that which we desire. And we allow ourselves to lean in to that energy and that emotion of desire. And not in I desire, like, this, that, and the other, like money, things that are like materialistic and all of those things. This is different to that. And the difference is your intention to make a difference, your intention to change lives. And yes, as a byproduct of that, you'll have lots of money. You'll have more than enough money. You'll have an abundance of wealth and all good things inside of your life. That's not the driver of the desire. If that is the driver of desire, that's where the saying comes that money, or the love of money, is the root of all evil, right? So the desire is in the energy of love, of compassion, of service of others, and living in that space. Why are you doing this? Why are you getting up every day, putting your laptop on and doing the work that you do? Why? What is driving that for you? What makes this work important to you? And this is where you begin to unpick the values, the reasons for which you are doing that which you are doing right now. And when you anchor into that why, that purpose, that thing that's bigger than you, you are then able to look into the future and draw down into reality these potential realities, these potential outcomes, these potential ways of existence. When you anchor in your why, your vision, you're able to really, really imagine and bring in that power of the imagination to think, well, what would my dream outcome look like? If there were no limits, what would the amazing version of this look like? Like no limits. Yeah, you have to stop the brain, right? You have to stop that needs and wants part of the brain coming in. Yeah, but you need this and you need that and you need this and that technology and this and that and the other. And the mind will come in. So you have to quiet the mind. You have to allow it. It will constantly chatter. But this is where bringing yourself into that place of calm, quiet, stillness, that place of higher vibration, of a place where you are able to entertain the unimaginable, imagine the unimaginable, right? And really paint the picture of what you're here to do, what your soul's purpose is on this planet. Begin to explore that. Allow that why to unfold. And remember, you're not looking for a definitive answer. You're just merely creating a snapshot on this day, in this moment, in these circumstances. And that why, whilst there's a consistency, that why will drive you forward, it can and will and should evolve as you evolve and grow and your circumstances change around you. So my encouragement to you in all of this is to explore what why means to you. Thank you for joining me today on Thrive and Serve. I'm Colin Scotland, and if you enjoyed this podcast, please review, subscribe, and most of all, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Remember, thriving in service of others lights our path and the path of those around us. So go, let your unique light shine brightly in the world and make the difference only you can.